And he's not taking any like steroids, is he?
No.
I'm a natural born heavyweight.
So boys, we have more natty or not allegations flying through the air, and as the certified unemployed friend, I figured it was my chance to make a video on it. So Joe Weller came on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast to talk about Jake Paul's insane transformation.
I was surprised at how dense he was. Like, as in just thick fucking like...
Yeah, he's
was
thicker
just like-
now.
And Joe definitely had a couple accusations to throw in there.
He's not taking any like steroids, is he?
And let's just say Logan Paul's response was comical to say the least.
He was
Thicker
just like,
now.
really?
Puberty hit him like last year.
Ah, yes, puberty really hit Jake Paul hard last year. At 28 years old, isn't that crazy? Jake Paul's so lucky. His genetics are so good that he hit puberty twice in his life.
No. I mean, he gets tested and it's always negative. I feel like, 10, 11 fights in, you'd probably get caught at this point. What testing pool is Conor in? USADA?
Well, Conor Ben or Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor.
Ooh, I'm not into,
I think it's USADA.
Really, he's in the same testing pool as Conor, because we all know Conor's a natural. Not to mention that USADA got in some deep heat lately.
Article I sent you about the USADA corruption.
Yes. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so basically, and this was like a WADA press release too, so it's not like it was some journalist or something, it's like on the official WADA site, and they were basically exposing how USADA was covering up test results. So
For which athletes?
unnamed. As
Which
far
sports?
As, they wouldn't say. They just said like Olympic level athletes and elite athletes and kept it very vague.
Really?
And essentially, they disclosed what they had tested positive for, and even that one of them was an Olympic caliber athlete, and their entire career, they got to go until retirement without getting exposed just because they helped USADA supposedly catch other people.
Oh, they were narcs?
So like, yeah, so if you help them catch people, then you could get away with using like full board testosterone.
No, really?
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't exactly seem like the best case that you could make for Jake, but please continue.
UFC left USADA recently.
Oh, they did leave USADA? So I don't know. But regardless, yeah, what happened when you fought KSI, bro? What the fuck?
Yeah, and then he just immediately switches conversations. You know that Joe is not falling for this, and neither is anybody else. But hey, we're going to go ahead, we're going to take a look at Jake Paul's progress, his transformation, and we're going to try to be as unbiased as possible. And we're going to be finding out together if Jake Paul is natty or not. We're going to try to leave all assumptions at the door. So let's go ahead and check out Punch Plan's video on Jake Paul's transformation.
Jake Paul has had a crazy transformation ahead of his fight against Mike Tyson. This is Jake's debut at heavyweight, and just last year, Jake was fighting at 185 pounds, as you can see here from the weigh-in when he fought Nate Diaz. He was much skinnier than today, which this is how he's looking now at the weigh-in for the Mike Tyson fight. This is a comparison of Jake now to his first fight ever back in 2018 against Deji.
Okay, so Jake Paul went from 180 pounds to 230 pounds in just a few short years. So what are the facts here? 1, Jake Paul is 28 years old, so there's not a whole lot of room for growth. Number 2, we have to look at his height. He is coming in at 6'1", so he is very tall, so it is going to be hard for him to pack on a lot of muscle. It also doesn't help that his sport is mainly conditioning and working on power, so he is not a bodybuilder. So for him to gain a huge amount of muscle isn't very likely. But let's go ahead and assess his physique. On the photo of the left, you can tell he's flexing the traps, but he has a very impressive traps. The shoulders are kind of lacking a bit. The biceps, they're there, they're kind of lacking. Again, this is his first fight. He has a very defined abs in midsection, and he has great chest genetics. Now this is all coming in at 180. I would dare to say that his physique genetics are not nearly up to the standard as Logan Paul's. Again, this is just my opinion, but if I had a gun to my head, Logan's not natty. However, looking at 230, he still has a decently defined midsection. He is flaring out the lats where he can just about fly away. And he has definitely broadened up the shoulders, and you can start to see the peak in the bicep. I think it's also an important fact to note that he has raging acne at 28 years old, and he has insane hair loss. Now, I will say the hair loss could be anything. It doesn't necessarily mean steroids. It could simply be genetics. And looking at his dad, Greg Paul, yikes, it definitely could be genetics. The acne, on the other hand, is definitely questionable considering he is 28 years old and second puberties aren't exactly a thing. The Pauls aren't exactly the most ethical and stand-up individuals, and Jake is competing at the highest level possible in boxing. He's fighting Mike Tyson, for crying out loud, and he is allegedly trying to fight Canelo in the upcoming years. So why wouldn't he take as much gear as possible to compete with Canelo and Mike Tyson? So with all that being said, my final conclusions are Jake Paul is not Natty. I think he is taking gear in order to play at the best of his ability. It also doesn't help that he does have all the side effects that doesn't exactly play into his favor. Now, do I think he's wrong for that? I guess from an ethical point of view, yeah, that is considered cheating. But then again, everyone does it. So, I mean, that's sort of where I draw the line. I think the problem is being a fake Natty. And again, he wouldn't obviously admit to taking steroids because then all of his boxing recognition would be thrown out the door. While I'm not the biggest fan of Logan Paul and Jake Paul and their ethics and, what all their ventures that they're doing, I can say that they have absolutely excelled in the boxing, social media, and entertainment business. And from an entrepreneurial standpoint, these guys are truly the best of the best, and they will continue to be from all their commotion they are causing in the industry. These guys know what they're doing, they have the formula, and they're willing to do what it takes to win, good or bad. And to a degree, I can actually really appreciate that. You have to give flowers where flowers are due, and, that's my way of saying so. But with all that being said, I could be completely wrong, and Jake Paul could be 100% Natty, and potentially pigs could fly, who knows. But yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. It's always a possibility that he is completely natural, and what I am saying is completely wrong at the end of the day. With all that being said, I think that'll wrap it up for today. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.